Hi guys, today we're making spring rolls from scratch. So I'm going to teach you guys how you can make a very simple spring rolls recipe at home all by yourself, okay? And guess what? I'm making the popular Ghanaian beans spring rolls. Back in JHS, this is what we were eating. Honestly, I became addicted to it because I loved it so much. However, if you're not a fan of it, don't worry about it. You can still learn how to make spring rolls and use any filling that you want. So first, I'm going to cook our beans and I'm going to add in some water to my beans. Do not add any salt here because it can mess with the cooking process, okay? Beans can also take some time to cook. So when that beans is well cooked or soft enough, you can add salt to it. Give this a good mix and then make sure the salt is enough for the beans, okay? Because we don't know the quantity of beans you are also going to cook at home. So make sure it's well seasoned and that's it. You're good to go. At this point, we're going to make a very simple beans filling. Go ahead and add in some oil to your saucepan and then add in some vegetables. That vegetables is going to give this a good flavor. You guys really need to add it to it. So I'm just using bell peppers and onions here. You can use any vegetables of your choice, but I prefer these two. I added in some parsley flakes for extra flavor. I just preferred that. You can do without it. It's not compulsory. Now at this point, you can add in some pepper. The pepper is so compulsory in it because beans has this taste that if there's no pepper in it, and yet what I say. So I'm adding in some pepper and then I'm going to add in the cooked beans to it. Very simple. The filling is so simple, like literally you can do it anyhow you want it, but this method is so good as well. You can taste the vegetables in it and all that. Now adding some seasoning to taste, okay, because you want that filling to taste so good, and I'm using seasoning cube here. And then your beans filling is ready. Now you can see that it looks dry. That's how it should look, because when you're making that spring rolls wraps, you need it to be as dry as possible. Now let's make our filling. I have a very simple filling recipe. Now I'm putting in 2 1/4 cups of soft flour. You can use soft flour or all-purpose flour. Then I'm adding 2 cups of water here, and I'm going to just mix it till it becomes very smooth and I get a consistency I want. If you don't get a consistency you want, you can add a little bit of water to it. And then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, okay? You can add sugar to this as well, but you can also do without it. Now make sure you mix it very well till you get a consistency that you want, and this is a consistency that we are looking for, okay? Because this is how you can get it to be very simple when you're making the wraps. Perfect. Literally, I know people that also make it thick so that they can smear it on their pot and then also make their wraps that way, but that's difficult sometimes, so we're going with this method. Now make sure you're using a non-stick pan when you're making your wraps, and then you're going to just smear that butter or the spring rolls butter on it and make your wraps. Can you see that? So simple. If you're not using a non-stick pan, you cannot get it right, so you have to make sure you are using a non-stick pan, okay? Now I'm just going to smear that. Use a brush and then smear the butter on it till you form a round shape and then make your wraps. And make sure the heat is not too high, or your gas or whatever you're using is not too high, otherwise it will burn it. So right after you put the non-stick pan on fire, you can start adding the spring rolls batter. That's the method that works for me, and it has been saving me, like literally I don't stress at all, because I know people that are always saying they're really struggling when they're making their wraps. Try this method and let me know how it goes, okay? Trust me, you will love it. It will be simple for you. Now my wraps is ready and I'm ready to also make my spring rolls, okay? Now you can use the same method for samosa as well. I have a samosa recipe that I'm going to post later, okay? So just look out for it. To make our spring rolls, you need this paste that will act as a binder for your spring rolls. You can use the same recipe that we use for making the spring rolls wraps to make the binder, okay? Or you can just mix flour and water, that's all. Now at this point, you're going to add in some of the beans filling and then roll it. This is the method I'm using. Please watch it well. I roll it well and then I add some of the binder or the paste to the ends of it, okay? Now you can see that I'm adding it to the right end and then the left end, and I'm going to also add it to the top end as well. Now I'm just going to fold one side, hold that side, and then fold the corners just like this, and then roll everything together. Perfect. This is how we roll it. This is the folding method. We have the rolling method. That's where you can roll it for it to be like round. That's for professionals. We're not doing that, please. Let's go with this simple method, the folding method. So let's do it again. Add in some of the beans, roll it like this, and then add in some of the paste or the binder to the ends. Perfect. Say yeah, and you know, add some of the binder to the ends, the left end, the right end, and then the top as well. And then fold one side, fold the other side, and then roll everything to the top. Simple. Very simple. Everyone can make it at home. Can you see that? So I'm going to make it once more. Can you see that? Same method goes for any other filling you are using. So you don't need to like the beans or hate the beans to actually make the spring rolls. You can watch this video and learn how to make it with any other filling. You can do vegetable filling and put that inside. Okay, so add the beans, roll, put a paste at the ends, top end, right end, left end, and then fold this. And when you're folding, make sure you hold this before you fold them on each other, okay? So like this, hold and then fold. Yeah. Can you see that? So simple. Then you just roll everything to the top and your spring rolls is ready to be fried. I hope someone has learned something here and you're going to try this at home. Can you see that? Simple. Now let's make our spring rolls. You're going to fry this. At this point, you can decide to keep this in a freezer before you fry, or you can fry it right after folding or rolling, okay? And because I was making a recipe, I'm frying mine right after. Make sure you're deep frying your spring rolls. Do not shallow fry, because when you shallow fry, it will not be crispy or crunchy like how you want it. But when you deep fry it, it takes it time to fry and you get it very, very crispy or crunchy, and also get a golden brown color that you want. Make sure the oil is not too hot, but it should be a little bit hot for frying, just like this. Can you see that? And trust me, this is a beginner friendly recipe. So this is like the simplest recipe anyone can make for you to learn. So I hope when you watch this video, you'll be able to make your spring rolls at home, like at ease. Very simple. And if you go through any stress or challenges, you can just text me anywhere. I'm on all the social media pages. Just reach out to me and let me know. And I'm going to pair mine with my shito, and my bean spring rolls is ready. Hey, when I was in JHS, guys, I used to buy this every single day with fanchoku. Hey, that spring rolls at Madina Masalachi, I will never forget, because it became like my favorite and I was always buying it. Will you try this? Let me know. Bye.